So if you haven't seen this game online yet, it's called No, I'm Human. I'm a random code. Or
I'm not human. I'm a.
it's not what I usually make, but hopefully you enjoy the video. It was like a time of any other, but the only thing different is that it's getting hot. Really, really hot. But of course it's just a heat wave. Happens once a year. However, this time it's something different. Something isn't right. It's been too hot for too long that people can only travel in nighttime. Daytime is intolerable, and the cities is getting too crowded and too hot. You, who owns a countryside cabin, have to decide if you want to help people into your house or rejecting them and letting them into the wild. At the start, our neighbor warns us about people going inside people's house and killing other people, and these creatures that look like human are coming. The government news gives us optimistic news, assuring us there's no need to worry and even telling us to grab our sunglasses and swimsuits, brushing away the killing as weird behaviors caused by the sun. As you look outside our house, we can see our neighbor's house and his family waiting for him to return. Some teens are playing in a field outside the windows, and the road's silent. Even the alcoholics isn't there. Our first visitor is our neighbor's daughter, who is here smiling to pick up our neighbor home. After sending him home, our next guest is this tall figure, who have exceptionally long arms. As a nice person, we let him in to take shelter against the sun. Our third and last is this girl, with very interesting dislocated shoulder. Similarly, we let her in. The news next day told us that there was a powerful solar energy eruption, and all citizens should avoid going outside during daylight hours. Very different from what he said yesterday. They also taught us how to identify those murderers, or visitors, as they call it. These visitors have exceptionally white, straight teeth. After inspecting our residence, only one had perfectly white teeth. Here. Is
Oh,
that?
that's perfectly white,
Yeah,
bro.
that's.
Yeah, sure.
On the outside, the neighbor plays happily with his daughter, as if there isn't an apocalypse happening. But the next thing you see brings you back to reality. The bodies of the teenagers lies on the ground. The blood isn't dried yet, and a man as pale as death stands on the path, drilling you with his gaze. But people need shelter. We accepted this normal looking girl in, this guy who assumed to be British, and is a bit insane.
Sun will do its work, and we will go into a new clean world.
And this NPC looking guy who reads us a poem and leaves. The news are telling us disturbing information. The government ramped up FEMA operations in response to those visitors. As reported by FEMA, visitors have dirt in their nails, since these visitors emerged from the ground. Although this girl had perfect white teeth, my friend very advocated for her survival.
No, no, no. Don't do it. 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 Don't do it.
Okay, don't do it.
Don't do it. Don't do
Okay,
it. Hear out.
I'll hear
Hear out.
out. Thank you for it. Oh. But after finding out there's dirt under her nails as well, we had to pull the trigger. Both the tall guy and the British guy had conditions that told us they're human. On the outside, FEMA staff are collecting soil samples, cleaning up the bodies, and armed soldiers are patrolling the streets. Out of all the things you have seen, the thought of people are trying to protect you helps. But however, it came to my door. He only asked me one thing, and it's to subscribe to this channel. Sorry, it's to is there a human in our house? Thank God we did, cause he soon left looking disappointed. Then this lady carrying a corpse, looking as she had no care for anything in the world. As usual, we let her in, and this guy wearing an Among Us shirt. We let him in alongside the doctor who says he wants to help people. The news are horrifying as usual. FEMA tells us that these guests have intensely irritated red eyes. So after checking out our guys, we spared the Among Us guy, but the doctor had polychoria, which I didn't know was even a real condition until I searched it up. The girl had blood red eyes, and because of that, relieved her of her pain. Looking outside the window, the neighbor's house had been burned to the ground, and the pale man stands in the road, smiles, holding a soldier's head. On the streets, the squad of soldiers are dead. Nothing can stop it. The FEMA crew took the Among Us guy for inspection and promised to bring him back if they think he's not a visitor. But we all know that he's never coming back. We let in this guy who tried to sound smart, and the neighbor's daughter came to us, crying about what happened to her. Her father was killed because he accidentally let in a visitor, and now their house is burned down. Although I tried to let her in, my friend passionately rejected.
Don't. Please don't. Please. Please. It's a little kid anyway.
Okay, well, you better
What
leave.
will a little kid do? They'll do nothing.
Okay. We let in this Wolverine looking guy and rejected this extremely horrifying looking person who turned historical as we rejected her.
Well, don't open the door to those yellow ones anyway. Oh, you generally don't open the door anymore. Ah!
Why is she laughing?
I'll bring my people over here and help you save yourself, huh?
While watching the news, we smelled decay and death. Someone has been killed in our home. Finally, an easy identifiable trace. If we take a picture of these visitors, they will appear blurry and deformed. Afterwards, we use that information to shoot Wolverine, who refused to take photos. And we also find out that the doctor was killed. Looking at the outside, there is nothing. The neighbor's house is burned to the ground and someone pulled out the skin left on the skull. On the street, someone is killed in a lynching mistaken for a guest. FEMA took another innocent person who will never return and left us protesting. Finally, the white pale man returned. Disappointingly for him, but hallelujah for me, I had a person in my house. He soon left after knowing that. This bold guy returns with another poem and left. After going to sleep, it is discussed that it is no longer safe to live on the surface of the earth. You brought up all windows and barricade the doors. After conferring with your tenants, you decide not to go out into the outside world anymore, if this nightmare ever ends. At the end, there's only a human under your roof. Maybe the scariest thing was the human after all. Thank you for watching. If you're watching this far, why not check my full playthrough, which will be released on the channel already. Thank you for watching and please subscribe.